Hi, this is the Professional Amateur coming to you with another review. This week, I checked out Planet of the Vampire Women. And this 2011 film was directed by Darren Wood and stars Liesel, Hanson, Liz Clare, and Stephanie Hayden, among others, of course. The story of this movie follows this gang of criminals as they kind of rob this casino, and then they are on the run and they're looking to get rid of some of the heat on them. So they find this planet, it's all like covered in storms, and so they figure it's going to be the perfect place to hide. And so they go there to hide, but it turns out there are some vampire ghosts there that take over some of their bodies. But what will happen exactly? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. Well, I gotta say, it is just like a fun, silly, simple little story. I know there is another movie, I think it's from the 60s, called Planet of the Vampires. And this is supposed to be a homage to it, but the way they do it, it's clearly not really a homage. So I don't really know how much of it's similar, but it is just like a fun, silly story that you can go along with. In addition, I enjoyed all the characters. I thought they were quite a delight to see on screen and follow along with them in the story. They're very unique. They have like this clone, a pilot, another pilot. They have a cyborg, and they have all of these different characters in there, and they are absolutely wonderful to watch. I also thought they introduced them in a very fun way. Here, I can clip it in here for you.
A notorious bionic renegade known as Automatic Jones is likely to have joined up with the fugitives. Ex-Space Marine Ginger Maldonado was court-martialed for aggravated insubordination.
So you can see they're all named, they all have this reputation, and I just thought that was wonderful to get you, involved with the characters and kind of rooting for them as well. So yeah, I thought all of the characters were really fun to watch. Also, I did enjoy their car, or I should say spaceship. I enjoyed their spaceship because it is like a car. It has like a steering wheel and like a gear shift, so they're flying this like kind of looks like a Corvette or something, but they're flying this spaceship and they're like turning the wheel and like shifting the gears, and I just thought that was so much fun. It's just like a kind of a breath of fresh air from, the Star Trek where they're just like touching buttons and stuff. And so yeah, I thought like the car, or sorry, spaceship was lots of fun for sure. Furthermore, I think there's lots of other fun elements in this one. They have lots of CGI, and I will come to the CGI in a little bit, but having lots of it, I did think that was fun. They have these monsters that are just kind of like giant puppets that are fun. And I also enjoyed all of their kind of like laser guns and bullet guns. I thought that was lots of fun. And they're just there, they're firing them off just all the time, just randomly. I thought that was lots of fun. Here, I can clip it in here for you. And all the stuff with that, I thought was lots of fun. They have this one character who's there just kind of like for sex appeal, but she cannot hit a single thing with her gun. And so you often have like other characters like taking her gun away and like starting to fire for her. I thought that was lots of fun. And so yeah, there's just a lot of fun elements in this one. And lastly, I think there is a certain type of audience that this movie will attract because it has quite a bit of nudity in it. Not all the time, of course, but still quite a bit. It reminds me of similar movies. I think there's one called Femalien, and what's another one? Femalien 2? is that two movies? Yeah, so if you like that kind of style, you can definitely find yourself enjoying this one. It's just kind of like pointless nudity as well. I think there's only like really one sex scene, but like lots of people just, I don't know, their shirts just disappear or explode or something. They have this one character who's clearly just there for sex appeal. She is kind of this clone, but then she can change her outfit using holograms, and that she's always doing that, and that's can be definitely very cool.
These are so cute.
And so this will definitely attract a certain type of audience, I would say. Oh, and with the story, they actually kill a bunch of characters, like quite a few actually. And so I was actually intrigued with that, by the time like half the crew is dead, I'm like, who is going to be in this final spaceship when they leave? And I don't know, I just thought that was very intriguing, especially since, with most sci-fi things, you'll see a lot of the characters end up in the end. And so it's just interesting to see who would actually be there in the end. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, I do have to say this is like a wide-eye releasing film, so they are not known for, having a budget of any type. And this one, I would actually say it is kind of a bit lower budget than normal wide-eye releasing. They have like this casino kind of scene at the start, but it is so cheap. They have put like colored paper on the wall. I have 2 pictures of it here for you, but it is just so cheap. Like I actually thought of like turning it off. Like after the first 5 minutes, I was like, they literally have colored paper on the walls. Like it was just driving me insane. I did stick through it, and luckily I did, but that is definitely something to overcome. That casino scene, oh my gosh. Yeah, try to ignore the colored paper on the walls. Also, they do have lots of CGI, and I did mention that I like that they have lots of it. However, all of the CGI is like right out of 1994. I'm not even joking about that. Like I grew up with Reboot, on TV as a kid, and yeah, it's right out of, 1994. So it's definitely very cheap looking, but there is lots of it. I do think that's commendable to have lots of it, but oh man, it looks seriously dated for sure. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, like I said, I do think there's an audience out there, so if you like, cheap, silly sci-fi fun with some nudity, just like Femalian, then yeah, check this one out. As for rating, I gotta give it the mildly interesting score of 3.4. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say, so like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.